This Saturday we have in Riyadh heavyweight clash between Moses Itauma and Dillian Whyte. Moses 20 years old and Dillian 37 years old. I am really excited about this one. But I don't like the fact everyone did already write off Dillian Whyte. It feels a bit strange that Dillian Whyte in this fight is total underdog. I don't agree with that fully, as Moses Itauma needs to prove much more to us. He was fighting only fighters which are really average or even below average level. For a lot of his fighters I never heard about, and they're like not even in top 100 on the list we have. I still think he needs to prove in this fight a lot if I really want to consider him that amazing as everyone does say. And we can't write off Dillian Whyte just like that, as he really gave a tough fight to Joseph Parker, Anthony Joshua, and he beat also Chisora twice. So I don't think Dillian Whyte is that easy fight for Itauma. Whyte is going to be hardest test for Itauma, and he could really surprise him. Let's talk about last opponent of Moses Itauma. So it was Mike Balogun. He was 41, and he was not even a boxer, guys. He is now on the list 108th place. So he was not even a boxer. He started boxing like in 2014, and he was American soccer player or whatever. He was not a boxer, because I could see from the first bell when that fight started, that guy is not a boxer, guys. Then you have Dempsey McKean, alright fighter, just average I will say. He went a bit longer with Filip Hrgovic, but that's not the reason to rate him really high, as he doesn't possess any danger to Moses Itauma or any other average fighter in heavyweight. Then we have that old guy, which is now 45, Mariusz Wach. So basically, he was showing up just for money in the last 5 years. He already passed his best long time ago, and he was just like, you know, a test for these guys. Can they pass him, as he's tall and a bit tough guy? That's all. He was just showing up for money. So I don't rate this Moses Itauma opponents at all. All Moses Itauma opponents, at least last 5 of them, been below European level. Okay, let's talk on the other side about last 5 opponents of Dillian Whyte, or at least about few of them. So we have this Tete guy, old, but he's tough guy, don't get me wrong, he looks tough, so you know, that's why people is a bit underestimating Tete. Like, he's tall and he can swing, you know, he's a tough guy, so still average I will say, but a tough guy. So Dillian Whyte did beat him, but yeah, not everyone was really pleased the way that fight went. Then we have Christian Hammer, also average fighter. Then we have Jermaine Franklin, which Dillian Whyte did beat, was tough fight as well. Decent fighter, I will say. And before that, Dillian Whyte lost to Tyson Fury, as I don't think they're just not on the same level. Tyson Fury is on a different level fighter, and Dillian Whyte was just too open for Tyson Fury uppercut, and that went bad. And before Tyson Fury fight, we have a rematch which he had with Povetkin. He did win, and yeah, it was nice win after that crazy knockout from Povetkin in the first fight, which did send Dillian Whyte to sleep. But you know, could be compared. I think Dillian Whyte had a bit tougher opponents than Moses Itauma. This fight, I believe, with Whyte experience, is not going to be walk in the park for Moses Itauma, as Moses Itauma didn't show us how tough he is when he faces a tough opponent who can take his punch. I'm not saying Moses Itauma needs to receive punches straight on the chin and stuff like that. But like, I just want to see him when things get a bit tougher. When someone comes in like a Dillian Whyte or maybe Joseph Parker, who is pressuring a lot. So I just want to see how he deals with someone when they can take his punch and take away that speed a bit. So Dillian Whyte is a perfect opponent and a perfect test for Moses Itauma. Moses Itauma is very fast. He's young, so he always depends to finish his opponents quick, to surprise them. This like from first round to third round, he tries to surprise every single opponent. But I don't think it's going to be that easy with Dillian Whyte. I might be wrong, but let's see. I believe if Dillian Whyte shows up as he did with Parker or any other opponent, and he uses his experience and physicality, as he is, I believe, tougher physically than Moses Itauma. Could be a 50-50 fight. If Dillian Whyte passes first 5 rounds, it can be a long night for Moses Itauma. If he really try to cut the ring, pressure him, and just go forward, use those hooks and jabs, and try to cut the ring. Dillian Whyte will definitely try to come to short range and mid range and make it rough there, as Moses will definitely try to fight on back foot, as he kind of always does, as he goes in and out. But let's see how that will work out against Dillian Whyte. However, Dillian Whyte was never a complete fighter to me. He has a lot of weak points. Example, he is just too open fighter, a lot of gaps is there. And also like he does gas out in later rounds, we could see in few fights. I just think he is a tough opponent, but also he does have a weaknesses. And also the age is not on Dillian's side, as he is 37 and Moses is only 20 years of age. Despite all of that, if Dillian Whyte approached this fight with a great camp, as we could see, he actually had a great camp, I believe, as he is the best shape ever been, like in last, I don't know, few years. I believe he actually have a chance to shock boxing world. If he is the real Dillian Whyte, as he can be sometimes, he can really give a tough fight to Moses Itauma. I just believe he was written off too quick. On the other side, we have 20 years old, young heavyweight prospect Moses Itauma with fast hands, a lot of skills, amazing footwork, excellent ring IQ, all of that. But still, at this moment, I cannot say how good he is. I mean, I know he is good, but I'm talking about the world level. How good he is on the world level when he meets some tough opponents. I just want to see how he does against someone punch resistant, as I don't know, maybe Dillian Whyte or Joe Joyce or someone like that who can take the punch. I really want to see how he does. But for now, Dillian Whyte is perfect test for him, and I'm really excited about this one. I just hope it doesn't happen as it did for Johnny Fisher against Dave Allen. You know, when we have those young prospects coming up and then they face someone solid. But let's see how it plays out. So how will Moses approach this fight? He will do his usual thing. He will jab with his right hand to the body. He will go up and down as he is southpaw, and he will measure the distance a bit, and his left hand will be waiting for Dillian Whyte's mistake. I just want to see how strong he is actually against someone tough as Dillian Whyte is. If Dillian Whyte can take power from Moses Itauma and his punches are not bothering him a lot, we could be watching a really interesting fight this Saturday. I believe Dillian Whyte will come ready into this fight and he will try to make it rough for Moses Itauma. As Moses Itauma technique is much better than Dillian Whyte and he has a better skills, the only way for Dillian Whyte is to make it a bit like a street fight, rough fight, come to short range and mid range and show to Moses Itauma his toughness. I don't know, this one is a bit hard to predict. So if Moses Itauma does his thing as usually he does and catch fighters and shock them from round 1 to round 3, and if he does that against Dillian Whyte, could be good night very quickly. If Dillian Whyte survives first 5 rounds, he has a more chance of winning this fight. This fight goes straight to 50-50 if it's longer than 5 rounds, I believe. And Dillian Whyte actually could shock boxing world. I don't know why such a shock, because Dillian Whyte is still a dangerous fighter. It's hard one to predict. Okay, so now the decision, who I think is going to win. I don't know, I like a bit underdogs, like Rocky movies and stuff like that. So let me just say Dillian Whyte is going to win this fight. Late round stoppage, or I don't know, vicious knockout from Dillian Whyte. It might sound crazy to some of you guys, but let's see. I don't know, it's heavyweights, anything can happen. Let me know down in comments, who do you think is going to win this Saturday? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.